Good morning, children. In this class, we are going to see about the fundamental theorem of arithmetic. Fundamental theorem of arithmetic. First, let me write the theorem, then I will explain it. Okay. So, the fundamental theorem of arithmetic states that this theorem 1.2 is nothing but the fundamental theorem of arithmetic. Okay. So, it says that every composite number, I will tell you what is composite number. Hope some of you already know this. Every composite number can be expressed in bracket, right? Factorized can be expressed, that is factorized as a product of primes, as a product of primes, prime number. You know what is prime number? And this factorization is unique, special. Okay, it's unique apart from the order. Apart from the order in which the prime factors occurs. Okay, so if you want to know this theorem, if you want to understand this theorem, you should understand two terms, composite number and prime number, and you should also understand factorization. Okay, so first, what do you mean by prime number? Prime number is a number that is divisible only by 1 and the number itself. You know, every number is divisible by 1. 1 by 1, 2 by 1, 3 by 1. Every number is divisible by 1. And every number is divisible by the same number itself. For example, if you take 5, 5 is divisible by 1 and 5 is divisible by 5. If you take 13, 13 is divisible by 1 and 13 is divisible by 13. Okay. So, prime number means it is only divisible by 1 and the number itself. It is not divisible by any other number. For example, if you consider 5, 5 is only divisible by 5 and 5 is divisible by 1. 5 is not divisible by 2, 3, 4 or any other numbers. That means it does not contain any other factors. It has the factor as 1 and the number itself. So now you understood what is a factor. Okay. So factor of a number or any given number, factor means it is a number that can divide that particular number. For example, if you take 10, 10 is divisible by 2. So 2 is a factor of 10. 10 is divisible by 5. So 5 is a factor of 10. Understood? So this is called factorization. I will tell you later. Now you understood prime number. So prime number, it is divisible only by 1 and the number itself. The number itself means 5 means 5, 13 means 13. Okay. So this is called prime number. Example 3, 5, 7, 9 is not a prime number because 9 is divisible by 3. Okay. 11 is divisible only by 1 and 11. Okay. So example 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, etc. Okay. Then another term is called composite number. So composite means it is opposite to prime. So prime means what? It is divisible only by 1 and the number itself. Composite means apart from 1 and the number itself, it has some other number, some other factor. Example, consider 6. 6 apart from being divisible by 1 and 6, 6 is also divisible by 2. 6 is also divisible by 3. Consider 4. 4 is divisible by 2. Therefore, these numbers are called composite numbers. So composite numbers are the numbers which have at least one factor other than 1 and the number itself. Okay, so they have at least one factor. More also okay. Okay, at least one factor other than 1 and the number itself. Example 4, 6, 9, 15, etc. Okay, 9, 12, 15. Understood or not? Now you understood clearly what is prime number, what is composite number, and what is factorization. Okay, so factorization means if you divide or if you represent, if you split a composite number as a product of prime numbers. For example, 6 is a composite number. 6 can be represented as 2 into 3. Both 2 and 3 are prime numbers. 2 is also a prime number. 2 is the, please note, 2 is the only even prime number because 2 is divisible only by 1 and the number itself, 1 and 2 only. Okay, so all other even numbers are composite numbers, but 2 is the only prime number. Please note it. One more question: what is the only even prime number? 2. So now you are represented 6. 6 is a composite number. You are represented is a product of 2 prime numbers. This is called as factorization, where 2 and 3 are the factors of 6. Now you understood prime number, composite number, factorization, factor. This term you understood now. Now let us go back to the theorem. Now you will understand. It says that every composite number, any composite number can be expressed, that is can be factorized as a product of prime. So here now this is a product of 2 prime number now. Okay, similarly not only 6, any composite number can be expressed as a product of prime, and this factorization is unique. Unique means if you split 6, if you factorize 6, it will always have 2 into 3. You may have 3 into 2. It will always have 2 and 3 only. Okay, that is why it is written apart from the order in which the prime factor occurs. Instead of writing 2 into 3, you may write 3 into 2. No problem, the order may change, but always you will have 2 and 3 only for 6. Similarly, for 12, how can you represent? 12 is equal to 2 into 6. 6 is a composite number, so you have to divide it again, split it again. So 6 is split as 2 into 2 into 3. This is the factorization for 12. Always it is 2, 2 and 3. 2 times 2 and 1 times 3. You may write it as 3 into 2 into 2 or 2 into 3 into 2. The order is not a matter, but everywhere 2 2s and 1 3s. That's all. Understood the theorem? So every composite number can be factorized as a product of 2 or more prime numbers. Okay, and this factorization is unique. Okay, if you divide or if you factorize or myself me factorize or any other factorize, we will always have the same prime numbers. That is why it is given, it is unique. Understood or not? You clearly understood the fundamental theorem of arithmetic? Okay. So now we will do a normal factorization. I hope you remember the factorization. The factor tree. Do you remember the factor tree? So I will show an example. One easy method we know. Factor tree is normally like this. If you want to factorize, okay, factorize 32, factor tree will be like this. First 32 will be written like this. This note 32 can be split as 2 into 16. 2 16s are 32. Yes or no? Now 2 is a prime number, stop. But 16 is a composite number. So 16 can be represented as 2 into 8. Now again 2 is a prime number, stop. 8 is a composite number. 8 can be further splitted as 2 into 4. Again 2 is a prime number, but 4 is a composite. So 4 can be splitted as 2 into. So only the last node will be considered. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are the last nodes now. Okay. So 32 can be represented as the last nodes 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. How many times? 5 times. So 32 equal to 2 into 2 into 2 into 2. That is equal to 2 power 5. This is called as factor tree. Understood? But this takes some time. Instead, it can be easily done like this. So 32. This method is very familiar to us, isn't it? Okay, 32. 32 is divisible by 2. So when you divide 32 by 2, are you all following me? Please listen carefully. When 32 is divisible by 2, you will get 16. Okay. When you divide 16, 16 is also divisible by 2. 2. Then 8. 8 is also divisible by 2. So 2 is divisible. 8 divided by 2 is 4. 4 is also divisible by 2. 2. So these are the factors. 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 2. That is what we done here. This is called factor T. You can represent like this or you can represent like this also. This is a 1 mark question only, so no problem. Any one method you can follow. This is called as factorization. Understood clearly? So please note it down. Now we will solve one exercise problem. Okay. Now let us solve one exercise problem. Exercise 1.2 first one. Exercise 1.2. Exercise 1.2. First sum, you have to represent the following numbers in the form of prime numbers. Okay, so the first one, subdivision. 1 is given like 1 point. Okay, you have to express this number in terms of primes, in terms of prime numbers. So you know very well, normal prime factorization. How will you do? 140. You can follow factor 3 also, but this will be easy. I mean, this will save time. So 140 is divisible by 2, isn't it? 140 is divisible by 2. So when you divide 140 by 2, what will come? 1 is not divisible by 2. So 14 divided by 2 is 7. So 0, 0 by divided by 2 is 0. 70. Again 70 is divisible by 2. Okay. So now if we divide 70 by 2, 7 by 2 is 3. 3 2s are 6. Remaining 1 is there. 1, 10. 10 by 2 is 5. 35. Any number that ends with 5, any number that ends with 5 is divisible by 5. Therefore, it is divisible by 5. 5. 35 divided by 5. 5 7s are 35. So the last number is 7. 7 is a prime number, so stop here. When a prime number comes, we will stop there. Understood or not? Okay. So now this is the. So therefore, 140 is equal to, write all this. 2 into 2 into 5 into 7. Okay, you can, this much is enough, or you can write 2 power 2 into 5 into 7. But this much is enough. This is how we have represented the given composite number in terms of prime numbers. Okay, so shall we do one more sum? The third subdivision, 3825. I already told you, any number that ends with 5 is divisible by 5. So, this is divisible by 5. Are you all following? Rahul Sarkar, listen. Perfect. So, it ends with 5, therefore it is divisible by 5. Okay. So, divide this by 5. So, answer 38 divided by 5. 38. 5 7s are 35. So, 7. Remaining 38 minus 35, remaining 3. 3 2, 32. 32. 5 6 are 30. So 6. 32. Remaining 2 is there. 32 minus 30, 2 is there. 2, then 5. 25. 5 5s are 25. So again 5. Again 5. This also ends with 5. So this is also divisible by 5. Understood? Now 7 by 5. In 7 how many times 5 is there? Only 1. Remaining 2. 26. 26. 26. 26. 5 5s are 25. So 5. Remaining 1 is there. 1, 5. Understood or not? 153. Okay. 153. Now this is a big number, isn't it? But you see it ends with 3. Now let us check whether it is divisible by 3. 153 by 3, whether it is divisible? Yeah. 5 3s are 15 and 1. Yes or no? Okay. So divide it by 3. So if you divide it by 3, answer is 51. So 51 is also divisible by 3, isn't it? You want to check. 51 by 3, what will come? In 5 only 110. Remaining 2. 5 minus 3 is 2. 21. In 22, how many times 3 is there? 7 3s are 21. Understood or not? So again, if you write 3, you will get 17. 17 is a prime number or composite number. 17 is not divisible by any other factor other than 1 and 17. Therefore, it is a prime number. So we will stop here. That's all. So 3825 can be represented as 5 into 5 into 3 into 3 into 7. Understood or not? So please copy it down. Very easy. In this first sum, there are some more subdivision. You have to complete that. You have to do it as homework. Understood or not? Okay. So please copy it down. We will go to the next topic in this exercise. That is interesting one. What is that means? You can also use the prime factorization, this factorization, to find the values of LCM and HCF of numbers. LCM and HCF. In the first exercise, we already saw how to find HCF, that is highest common factor, using the Euclid's division lemma. I hope you remember that. Now, using this factorization, not only HCF, but we can find the LCM of any 2 or 3 numbers also. Understood or not? Okay. So how means? First, before that, we should understand what is HCF and LCM. I hope you remember HCF. HCF is the highest common factor. Okay. LCM is the least common multiple. Okay. Now, I will tell you what is that. Consider two numbers 10 and 40. Highest common factor means highest number. Highest common factor means what? It is the highest number, that is the biggest, the maximum number which can divide both 10 and 40. Okay, HCF is the highest number, the biggest number which can divide both 10 and 40. Okay, so that is why it is given common. See, both are divisible by 2. Both are divisible by 5. Both are divisible by 10 also. Not more than 10. Because 10 is the least number here. Okay. So it is divisible by 1, it is divisible by 2. Mean both are divisible. Both are divisible by 1, both are divisible by 2, not by 3, not by 4. 40 is divisible by 4, but 10 is not divisible by 4. Both are divisible by 5. Yes or no? Not by 6, not by 7, not by 8. 40 is divisible by 8, but 10 is not divisible by 8. Common means both should be considered. They are not divisible by 9, but they are divisible by 10. So both are divisible by 1, 2, 5 and 10. Among these four, which one is the highest? The highest is 10. Therefore, HCF is equal to 10. Understood? So HCF is the highest number, the biggest number that can divide both the values. That can divide. Okay. So highest term that can divide both the numbers. Okay. This is called HCF. You already know. Now what is LCM? same number 10 and 40. So LCM least, though the name is given least, LCM will be always greater than the HCF. Okay, unless the two numbers are same, LCM will be always greater than the HCF. Why means, what is LCM then? I told you that HCF is the highest number which can divide both the given numbers. But LCM means it is the least number, the smallest number that can be divided by both the numbers. Here that can divide, but here that can be divided by both 10 and 40. Okay, so least number LCM, least means smallest number that can be divided by both 10 and 40. Okay, so smallest number you first check with 40 because you have to divide the number by 10 and 40. Okay, 40 is the biggest number here. So start with 40. Don't start with 10. Here you started. Okay, I will tell you first. Here start with 40. Whether 40 is divisible by both 10 and 40? Yeah, 40 is divisible by 10. Also 40 is divisible by 40. Therefore LCM is equal to 40. That is the difference. Here the highest term that can divide both the numbers. Here the smallest term that can be divided by both the numbers. I will tell you one thing, always keep it in mind. What is that? HCF value, here one small number and one big number. HCF value will be always either smaller or equal to the small number. Understood or not? When two numbers are given, HCF value will be always equal to or smaller than the smallest number. Similarly, LCM value will be always equal to or greater than the biggest number. Okay, so remember when two numbers are given, so among the two numbers one is big, another one is small. Okay, so HCF will be always smaller than or equal to the small number. Among these two numbers, which one is small? HCF may be equal to that or even smaller than that. But LCM is always greater than or bigger than, greater than or equal to the big number. Clear? This is the hint I am giving you. Now you clearly understood what is HCF and LCM. Okay, what is HCF and LCM clearly understood? Okay. So now I will teach you now how to find LCM and HCF using prime factorization method. Okay, so please copy it down. We'll see. Friends, now we are going to see one example how to find LCM and HCF using factorization. I am taking the same numbers 10 and 40. That is A is equal to 10, B is equal to 40. The two numbers I am taking as simply A and B. Okay. So now, first what you will do, you have to do the prime factorization of both 10 and 40. 10 and 40. You have to do the factorization. So 10 is divisible by 2. 10 divided by 2 is 5. 5 is a prime number. That's all. 40 is divisible by 2. 40 by 2 is 20. 20 is also divisible by 2. 20 by 2 is 10. Yes or no? 10 is also divisible by 2. 10 divided by 2 is 5. Okay. So now you write like this. Therefore, 10 is equal to 10 can be represented as 2 into 5. 2 into 5. Then 40 can be represented as 40. 2 into 2. Are you all following? Into 2 into 5. 2 into 2 into 2 into 5. After writing this, you have to represent in terms of powers. How? 10 is equal to 2 is there. How many times 2 is there? Only one time. So 2 power 1 into 5 is there. How many times 5 is there? Only one time. So 5 power. Clear? Then 40. 40 also 2 is there. How many times 2 is there? 3 times. So 2 power 3. 2 power 3 into 5 is there. Only one time. 5 power 1. Clear or not? Okay. So now, first you have to write like this. After this only we can find the HCF and LCF. Okay. So I will tell you. HCF means HCF is the product of least power or the smallest power. Okay. So product of the least power. Least power means smallest power of each common prime factors in the number. Each common prime factor in the number. Please write it, then I will explain. First I will write this and I will explain. HCF is the product of the least. Least means the smallest. Smallest power of each common, note this word, each common prime factor in the number. Common prime factor means it should present both here and there. The prime factor should present in both the numbers. That is called common. Now LCM. So LCM is equal to product of greatest power of each prime factors involved. In the numbers. The numbers means A and B. The product of greatest power of each prime factors involved in the numbers. So I will explain you what is that. HCF is the product of the least power of each common factor. Common factor means the prime factor should be present both the numbers. Here you see 2 is present here also, here also. So common. 5 is present here also, here also. So common. In case here 7 is there, here 7 is not there means 7 is not common. So you should not consider 7. This is for HCF. But for LCM, product of greatest power, maximum power of each prime factor. Not the common prime factor, each. 7 is there means 7 also you take. Then 11 is there, 11 also you take. Okay. So the only difference here least power, here greatest power, and here only common prime factor, but here each. Any prime factor. Each prime factor involved means all the prime factors involved. But here only the common prime factor. Now I will tell you. Okay. So I will write here. Therefore HCF is equal to HCF of 10 and 40. Therefore HCF of 10 and 40. Okay. So HCF is equal to product of the least power of each common prime. Both 2 and 5 are common prime. So here no problem. Now least power na among these two, which one is least? Here 2 power is 1. Here 2 power is 3. So least power is 1. So HCF is equal to 2 power 1 into here also 1, here also 1. So least power is 1 only. So for 5 the least power is 1. So 5 power 1. That's all. So that is equal to 2 into 5, that is equal to 10. You got the same answer now? HCF is 10. Now LCM. LCM is the greatest power of each prime factor in 1. So, what are the prime factors? 2 and 5. 2's greatest power is 3. So, 2 power 3 into 5's greatest power is 1 only. So, 5 power 1. So, 2 power 3 is 8. 5 power 1 is 5. 8 into 5 is equal to 40. So, HCF is 40. We got the correct answer now. Earlier also we got the same. So, HCF is 10. LCM is 40. Is it clear? Okay. So, I will give you one more example so that you can easily understand. Okay. Let us take one exercise sum. Exercise 1.2 second sum first subdivision. Exercise 1.2 second sum first subdivision. Okay, are you all ready? So second sum first subdivision, you have to find the LCM and HCF, okay, of 26 and 90. You have to find the LCM and HCF of 26 and 91. Understand? So first what you have to do? You have to do the prime factor. Prime factor of 26 and prime factor of 91. Okay. So prime factor of 26 and prime factor of 91. So 26 is divisible by 2. 26 divided by 2 is 2 divided by 2, 1. 6 divided by 2, 3. 13. 13 cannot be further factorized because 13 is a prime number. So that's all. So 2 into 13. 91 is divisible by this number. 91 is divisible by 7. 7th table. 10 sevens are 70, 11 sevens are 77, 12 sevens are 84, 13 sevens are 91. So if you divide it by 7, the answer is 30. Understood? So now 26 is equal to 2 into 30. 2 into 30. Clear? 26 is equal to 2 into 13. 91 is equal to 7 into 30. So all numbers are present only once. So you can write 2 power 1, 13 power 1, 7 power 1, 13 power 1. Okay. So now shall we find HCF and LCM? So therefore HCF you can write like this. HCF of 26, 91. Okay, this is A and B. A is 26, B is 91. So HCF is the product of the least power of each common prime. Here what are the common prime? 2 is present here but not here. So 2 is not common. 7 is present here but not there. So 7 is not common. Only 13 is common. Okay. So 13 is common. So write 13. What is the least power? Both the powers are 1. Therefore the least power is 1. So 13 power 1. That is equal to 30. So HCF value is 30. Then LCM of 26, 91. LCM value is equal to product of greatest power of each prime factor. Each prime factor means all the prime factors. What are the prime factors? 2, 7 and 13. So 2 into 7 into 13. Greatest power. What is the greatest power of 2? 1 only. 7. Greatest power 1 only. 13 greatest power also 1. So answer is 2 into 7 into 13 is equal to 2 sevens are how much? 14. 14 into 13. 14 into 13. Okay. So 10 13s are 130. 4 13s are 52. So 130 plus 52 is 182. Listen children, in the question it is also asked to verify the answer. Okay, so there is a formula, there is a relation between LCM and HCF. What is that? If two numbers A and B are given, then please listen, HCF of A and B multiplied by LCM of A and B is equal to the product of A and B. this is the relation. Please note it. Okay, this is the relation between HCF and LCM. 2 mark sum may be asked, 1 mark sum or 2 mark sum. Okay, so if you multiply the HCF and LCM value of two numbers, that will be equal to the product of two numbers. Okay, if you want to check in the previous sum, A was equal to 26 and B is equal to 91, and we got LCM value is equal to 182 and HCF value is equal to 13 in the previous one, isn't it? Shall we check that? So HCF into LCM, that is 182 into 13 is equal to 26 into 91. Shall we check that? Okay, 182 into 13. If you multiply, what answer you will get? 2 3s are 6, 3 8s are 24, 4, 2, 1 3 is 3 and the remaining 2, so 5, then 182. So the answer is 2366. The answer is 2366. 2366. We'll check 91 into 26. 91, 26. 1 6 is 6. 9 6 are 54. Okay. Then 1 2 is 2. 9 2s are 18. So the answer 6632. So the answer is 2366. So equal. Hence 2. Understood? So note down the relation. HCF into LCM is equal to the product of the two numbers. A into B means product of the two numbers. This is how you can check the answer. Understood? Based on this, the third sum is given. Okay, so we will do the third sum. Please note it down. We will do the third sum and we will end the class. Okay, so please note your third sum. Sorry, not third sum. It is not third sum. Third sum you can do. Fourth sum. Please note your fourth sum. Okay, so fourth sum I think I can do it here. Based on the formula, fourth sum can be done. Okay, so fourth sum is given like this. Please note it down. Fourth sum. Given that HCF of 306 and 657 is equal to 9. HCF value is given. You have to find the LCM. Find LCM. Here HCF value is given. A and B value also given. You have to find the LCM. Okay. So here what is A value? A value is equal to 306 and B value is equal to 657. So what is the formula? Formula is HCF of A comma B into LCM of A comma B is equal to A into B. This is the formula, isn't it? So now HCF is given. Use HCF is, what is HCF? HCF is 9. So 9 into LCM of, what is the A comma B value? A comma B value is 306 comma, are you all following me? 306 comma 657. Very easy sum, can be asked in 1 mark or 2 marks. Okay, so please listen. So that is equal to A into B. What is your A? A is 306 into B is 657. So we want LCM. So let us take the LCM. That's it. Understood? Therefore, LCM is equal to 306 into 657 divided by 9. Okay. So I have taken this 9. It is in multiplication to that side. So it will become division. So you can, I think you can cut this 9 and 306. In 30, how many times 9 is there? 3 9s are 27. 3 times 27. Remaining 30 minus 27, remaining 3 is there. 3, 6, 36. 36 by 9 is 36 divided by 9 is 4. So 34. So we have 34 into 657. When you multiply this, you will get the answer 22338. 22,338. I wrote the answer directly. So when you multiply this, you will get the answer 22,330. Now you understood clearly. So LCM of, I'm writing here, LCM of 306, 657 is equal to what? 22,330. So it is simply based on this formula. Study this formula. They can either give the LCM and ask HCM, or they may give the HCM and ask LCM, or they may give both HCM and LCM. They may ask you to find either A or B. Is it clear? Okay. So we have solved 3 sums. I think that's enough for today's class. We will end the class. So you have good homework today. First sum remaining, second sum remaining, third sum full homework. Okay. Exercise 1.2, first sum remaining, second sum remaining. Remaining means second subdivision and third subdivision. And third sum fully, 3 subdivisions are there, fully you can do. Okay. So third sum is done using three numbers. Okay, sorry I didn't do any example sum here. So for your sake, I think I can do one sum from third sum, one subdivision, so that it will be easy for you. Okay, I will do you only one sum and remaining will be your homework. So please note down the third sum subdivision. I will do one example and remaining you have to do. So third sum, you have to find the LCM and HCF. So third sum, first subdivision is 12, 15, 20. So 3 sums are given. Earlier we did with only 2 numbers, but now we are doing with 3 numbers, but same procedure. So do the factorization 12, 15, 21. Okay. So 12 divided by 2 is 6. 6 divided by 2 is 3. 3 is a prime number. Stop here. Then 15 is divisible by 5. Anything that ends with 5 is divided by 5. 15 by 5 is 3. 3 is a prime number. Stop. 21 is divisible by 3. 21 by 3 is 7. 7 is a prime number. Stop. So 12 is equal to 2 into 3. 15 is equal to 5 into 3. 21 is equal to 3 into 7. Okay. So we will write it in the term of powers. So 12 is equal to, how many times 2 is there? 2 power 1. 12 is equal to 2 power 1 into 3. 3 power 1. 3 is present only 1 time. Clear? Now 15 is equal to 5 into 3. So 5 power 1 into 3 power 1. 21 is equal to 3 into 7, only 1 time. So 21 is equal to 3 power 1 into 7 power 1. Okay. So first we will write HCF. HCF is there. For HCF we have to consider the common factor. Common factor means 3 numbers are there. The factors should present in all the 3 numbers. 2 is present only here, not here and here. 5 is present only here. 7 is present only here. But 3 is present everywhere. 3 is present everywhere. So HCF is equal to 3 and least power. The least power of 3 is 1 only. So 3 power 1, that is equal to 3. So HCF is 3. Simple. Same method, but instead of 2 numbers, 3 numbers are there. Then LCM. LCM is equal to, LCM you have to consider all the factors. What are the factors? 2, 3, 5, 7. And you have to see the greatest power. What is the greatest power? Sorry, I have done one mistake. 12 is 2 into 2. So here 2 power 2. 2 2s are there, na? 2 2. So 2 power 2. So what are the greatest power? 2's greatest power is 2. 3's greatest power is 1. 5's greatest power is 1. 7's greatest power is 1. Understood? Therefore, that is equal to 2 power 2 is 4 into 3 into 5 into 7. So 4 3s are 12, 5 7s are 35. So 12 into 35. 10 35s are 350, 2 35s are 70. 350 plus 70 is equal to 420. So LCM is 4. That's all. So you can do the remaining sum. See here, HCF, the three values are 12, 15 and 21. HCF is smaller than the smallest number. The smallest number is 12. So HCF is smaller than 12. It can be equal to or it can be smaller. LCM is greater. The biggest number is 21. It is greater than the biggest. So HCF is smaller or equal to the smallest number. LCM is greater or equal to the greatest number, the biggest number. Understood? So please do your homework. First sum remaining, second sum remaining, third sum remaining. That is your homework. Okay? So that's all for today's class. I will see you in the next class. Okay? Thank you.